Good day. Welcome to Dr. Dispatch Tutorials. In this video we're going to cover document scanning and attaching, and that'll go for both trucking and brokerage. Let me first start by showing you how easy it is to scan or attach a document, and then I'll show you a few tips and tricks here at the end. In the trucking system, documents can be attached to scanned documents or manually attached documents to customers. Here's your scan document area. Drivers, same way. Whoever's highlighted, so you're working with. Loads are a little trickier. I have no screen real estate here really to show a history of the documents attached to a load. So what I've done is you can either go to Utilities and then go to Scan and Print, or right click. Now that would be the stop grid. It has its own right click menu, so we want to right click somewhere in this gray area up here, and you can also scan document here. Now to scan a document, say a bill of lading for this load, I would right click or go to Utilities, Scan Document, and first thing I'm going to do is show you how easy it is to attach a document. So many documents come to us by email, PDF and such, and we get all these laying around. They need to be handled as well. Scanning I'll do next, but I'm going to attach an existing document to load 231. To do that, attach, tell it what type of document you're working with. Is it a bitmap, a JPEG, type extension, or PDF, doc, which would be your Microsoft Word, rich text format. It's either going to be an image of a document, a picture of a document, in other words, or a document file itself. In this case, let's just do a PDF type thing. Description is very important. This is the security doc I happen to know in here. If I could spell, a good description is needed. Date maybe for you. Whatever you need, but this is what you're going to be finding this stuff by is this description. So without overdoing it, make it as descriptive as you can. So I tell it what type, I give it a name, I hit OK. It's going to open up. I've already made myself a document folder shared on the network so everybody can get to it and save their email attachments to it. Any kind of document you're going to want to go into one folder with, so you can select these. In this case, I could take either one. I'm going to take the security PDF. A lot of people use Adobe Acrobat PDFs, and I'll open it. Now, all I've got to do, now remember, this is a load. This is a little different because I'm trying to store these scanned documents here and show you what's attached to this load 231. But I've attached it. Now I save it, and it tells me it's saved. And then now I have a document for load 231. Now let's back out of this and load 231, right click, scan document. What documents are attached to this load? I go to manage. There's the one I put in. There's the description, and it's got an add date and a location. Now if I double click this, instantly opens the document in the native reader in Windows, so you can look at this document. And no matter what it is, it'll automatically open it in the proper one for you. That's what's neat about it. So knowing that loads are a little different, I don't have a tab for scanned documents. If I need to see what docs are attached to a load, I go to the load, either go to Utilities, Scan Print, or right click, Scan Document, either one, and I can go straight to Manage and see what's there. If I need to add one, I can add it from here or scan it from here. Now, let's go to Customers to give you a little different look here. In other words, we'll use the Scan Documents tab. You first pick your customer, however you want to get to it, spell to locate, whatever. Come to this folder. Now I've already got the security doc on here just for reference. There again, double click, instantly opens it. What could be easier? And let's say I want to scan a document from the scanner. Scanner's got to be attached to your computer somehow, whether it's USB or a network 3-in-1 device will work fine, or a network scanner. Just remember, you almost always have to have the software installed from the manufacturer to do a scan over the network. In my case, I have a Hewlett-Packard wireless network device that I might add is probably 10 years old and still works well, and I'm going to use it to scan a document. So I hit the button. Notice this is the same screen that came up on the loads. I'm reusing this form so I don't have to have another one, but you can also look at your managed documents on Customer McDowell's. That's the same thing I have here. Most people, why go to the screen? I mean, I got it for you right here. There's no reason to go up to here to see it, but there again, loads, I don't have the ability to show you this, so I do it here. But either way, whatever customer, carrier, driver, or load you're on, managed documents are stored here and here as well. Now we'll go back over here, same as attaching, only this time we're going to scan it. So I hit scan. The Hewlett-Packard software has to load in order for Windows to communicate between us and them. It has to be this way with any scanner. The image device is ready to scan. I have a sense of humor. I've just grabbed a document and threw on the scanner. I'll scan it. In my particular software, it comes up and it's prepared, and I have to hit there again. Everybody has fun with Windows and videos and issues and video cards, and it's scanning for them. You'll notice you can't see the whole accept button. There again, Hewlett-Packard software. You could have brothers. It's all going to look different here. But either way, you're going to end up with a scan of the document on your screen, and you can accept it or deny it. Now, warning here. Documents can be saved in colors, and they get huge. I mean, some of these are 15 meg apiece. Really better to save drive space and a lot of it, just to go down to a black and white or a grayscale. The grayscale is going to be something more for an image than a document, but I'm just going to choose this, and my file size will be a lot smaller. And then I'm going to accept the scan. Now there again, I adjusted the output size. Yours may not have this option. It may be actually easier to use than this in a different place. They're all different depending on the software and the make. So once again, I've told it I want a smaller size. I'm going to sit here and accept this. Now, there again, the document is over here. It says huge size, but you can see we have a document, and at this point, we're good to save it. Just like when you attach. You have to give it a file name. File name doesn't have to be all that descriptive, but it needs to be unique. You can't have two the same on a computer. So I'm going to I'm just going to use an abbreviation for McDowell's, MCW, and maybe put doc 1. You could do anything you want. You could put dates in there. Oops, my bad. Then I come up here. And let me see sorry about that. And I did not put in a description, which I should have, but the system did take care of me. It put in this security doc here, which would happen to open in Adobe. This is the scan, and I apologize, it was associated with Adobe Photoshop on this file extension, but the document I scanned is in fact over here, and you can change your default program, the one that opens it or whatever. But you scan it, there again, it's going to store the file when you scan it in the default location for your scanner. Now that's another thing I can't control. You'll have to, look on that. But in this case, let's see if we can tell just where this scanner. It actually did, with my Hewlett-Packard, it did save it into my pre-designated network docs folder by the file name I gave it. And once again, back there, I did neglect to give it a description, but it did its best and actually did a better job probably than I would have. But you need a description in here so you can find these documents. Bearing in mind, the reality is you're probably not going to end up with really that many documents on any one individual. Customers possibly more than others. Loads won't have all that many. Drivers, hard to say, but still you're not going to have hundreds, probably several to choose from, but not that many. A good description helps though. So once again, notice there's nothing for this guy, Kraft. I go to McDowell's, I have my two documents. I can get either one of these up. Let's do this one, it's quicker. That's a PDF. Piece of cake. Brokerage system's the same thing. You get to your loads by right-clicking and scanning, or the utility menu here. The only difference is, and of course customers can be attached, and they are common to both sides. I go to McDowell's, I have the same two documents. but you also have carriers, obviously, you can attach to, and loads as well, like I said. Now, I'm going to take just a second here to back up, because if we don't have a networked folder to share these in, if you have multiple users, it's not going to work well for you. Here's why. If I was to save a scanned document to my C drive in a documents folder, and let's say some other person came on the network and they go to customers, McDowell's, and scan documents, and they go to open this and they didn't have a C:\documents folder, it would fail to open and it wouldn't find the documents. So you need a network single storage facility for everybody to funnel all these documents into. Now I'll show you how to do this for Windows XP. With Vista, I'll either have to do another video or something to that effect, because obviously I can't change operating systems in the middle of the video here. What I like to do is right click my computer. Now if it's not on your desktop, it almost definitely has to be here. And either way, you right click, and I like to do an explore. And it's going to give you a view like this, a left and a right hand window, folders and files. Just read them over here, select them on the left. In this case, let's hit the plus on the C drive and click on the root of the C drive. So you should have C:\, or just the very top listing for the C drive. Do a file, new, folder. Always appears on the left bottom. Now here's where you want to type in the name. Put what you want. Let's put network _docs. Pretty descriptive name for that. Hit enter. You now have a new folder on your hard drive on the left side. You come down, you'll have network docs. Now, it's empty at this point, but now we have a place for everybody on the network to start going to with this. So I'm actually going to share this now by right clicking with the mouse and go into sharing and security. Now, there is two different looks and feels to Windows XP file sharing depending on how your security is set. Normally it's like this. There may be a blue link in here that says something to the effect, I want to share a file, and it does offer to use a file sharing wizard, which I personally don't like. I think it makes it harder. And if memory serves, a lot of these machines that do say, like, if you've never shared a folder, it may say that, you know, I would like to share this folder with my local network, blah, blah, and it would be one of these links, and click it. Then it may say, do you want to use the wizard? Or it may say, no, just go ahead and let me share my file now. And you should get to this point. And you just check mark it. It'll use the name of the folder on a default, which I'd leave that alone. You change it if you want to. This is the name it will show on the network, like doc folder if you want to change it. But it starts with the folder name. Change it to anything you need to. Always need to allow users to change my files. You must apply before you hit OK to make this take effect. I now have a little hand under the folder signifying it's shared on the network. Now, provided your network's set up properly, meaning the right work group, and everybody can see each other on the network, this should make everything really easy for the document scanning. Now, you go to Dr. Dispatch. So we made a folder, a new one on the hard drive, and that could be an external hard drive, which is a good idea. They're under $100 generally for as much as a terabyte of memory, which is 1,000 gigabytes, and holds lots of documents. But whether it's a local drive, an external hard drive, or whatever, somebody's got to have this folder for documents on their machine, and you share it. And then we go to System Setup. We go to Preferences, and right here at the bottom, Document Storage Path. Now notice mine's set, when I showed you the example earlier, I used a folder by the name of _docs, which is on my hard drive here. And right there it is. And this is the one I shared, and I already had a couple of documents in it for me to work with, and this is what it'll look like. It's in a local folder for me, but shared to everybody on the network, so everybody will funnel their doc into here. And what we do to change this to our new folder, we want to change it to our network docs. Hit the Browse button. Start with Desktop. Don't go to My Computer, rather go to My Network Places. Entire network. And usually you'll have a couple of choices. Always want to go to Microsoft Windows Network. Your work group name, which could be anything in the world, but under Microsoft Networks is your work group name. Hit the plus. And right now, I'm the only machine on the network, and you have to know your computer name on the network to know which machine has that shared folder. And you hit the plus on it, and there's all the different ones, and there is my network docs that we just made. I select that. Notice the path up here. The \\/ signifies that there's a network path coming. The next item is the computer's name on the network, followed by the folder name on the network. Really pretty simple. Hit OK, and that will transfer that path to here. Now every time we go to scan a document, when you get the browse window to show what file you're going to choose to scan, it'll then open in this folder. In other words, if I go back to McDowell's, or anybody, go to scan, attach a document, use either type, and here is where it's going to show your network doc, where everybody goes into the same one for where they're going to put them, and more importantly, I'm going to cancel this. You got to have a network doc. It's got to be a unique name. There again, it can't be C:\/ something or other, because then everybody on the network won't be able to get to it. That's the reason we went with a network location. If you need to know the name of the computer that you're on at any time, you can right-click My Computer and go to Properties. And as soon as you go to Properties, go to Computer Name. And there's your full computer name. And don't pay attention to description. That doesn't mean anything right here. This is the computer's name on the network, and this is the workgroup name. So, little lesson there in Windows networking. At this point, we're done with the scanning and attaching. If you have any questions on this, give us a call. I'll be happy to help. Thanks.